All right, Larry Kruger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krueg Show with a little 49er video as Fred Warner comes to an agreement on a new deal, and we discuss it next. First, we're brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out in Emeryville. They're in Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out, and they do run out, so get there early. Go say hi to Damon and Mary, get some brisket chili. Tell them that Krug sent you. We're also brought to you by our good friends at Claw Daddy Arcades for good family-friendly entertainment. Our good friends at Claw Daddy Arcades. He's got 3 locations down in Southern California. He's got a spot in Fresno and Modesto. He's got a brand new arcade opening in Northern California. The great follow on Instagram at Claw_Daddy_Arcades to find a location near you. All right, the 49ers announcing today that they have signed Fred Warner to a contract extension. And, you know, Fred Warner is the heart and soul of the 49er defense. He's the 49er leader, and it's a 3-year, $63 million contract extension that includes over $56 million in guaranteed money. It makes him the NFL's highest paid linebacker. It's the second time in his 7-year NFL career that Warner has landed a contract that makes him the league's highest paid linebacker. So this is familiar territory for Fred. This is all according to Adam Schefter, who's tweeting this out this afternoon. So Fred Warner, the 49ers taking some of that money and spending it on Fred Warner and, retaining their guys. And this guy's a tremendous player. I mean, and he's a tremendous leader. He's a great athlete. He still keeps himself in great shape. He's 28, probably has a couple more good years of prime football left. Really a great find for the 49ers. I mean, if you look back at his career, Niners took him in the 3rd round. He was the 70th pick in the draft in 2018. And, at BYU, it's funny, I totally missed on this guy. I saw him as a grab and drag tackler. He was a kind of a hybrid player at BYU where he was kind of a safety, kind of a outside linebacker. But, you could see the athleticism, but not the strength and the power. And he just grew into more strength and more power. And he just seems like gets better and better and better. And he's been able to stay healthy. He's been very, very productive. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler. And one of the most consistent, I think probably the best coverage linebacker of his era. He's just been fantastic all the way through. I mean, he was very productive at BYU, but nothing like he's been in the NFL. He did have 87 tackles in 2017, his final year at BYU, 86 the year before that. But, and 6.5 sacks in college, 7 interceptions in college. He was a really good coverage player, but he is an all-around player. He's strong at the line of scrimmage. You can't run sideline to sideline against him because he can run sideline to sideline. You don't see offensive linemen climbing to that second level almost ever, picking off Fred. It hardly ever happens. If O-linemen are able to climb to that second level, he's usually really, really good at eluding them or somehow slipping them. I mean, he's become a very, very special football player. And the consistency is really, really something. If you look at, combined tackles since Fred came into the league, 2018, 124 in 2018, 118 in 2019, 125 in 2020, 137 in 2021, 130 in 2022, 132 in 2023, 131 a year ago. So, I mean, that is about as consistent a tackling machine as you can find. 10 career interceptions, 10 career sacks, but a leader. And it's funny too, because so many of the young players that come to the Niners or come into the league at the linebacker position, when they're asked in the draft process in the lead up to the draft, who's the one guy that you like to watch on film? And to a man, they will say Fred Warner. And the other cool thing is that Fred's a great guy as far as he's an easy guy to root for. Not only does he produce at an absurd level, but he's also a great spokesman for the franchise. And is a great even keel player. And he's just a beacon of positivity. I mean, I would say, if you say who's really the positive leaders in the room, on the offense, I'd probably say George Kittle. On the defense, I'd say Fred Warner. Fred is the guy that people are going to go to, good, bad, looking for, hey, where are you guys as a defense? As if he gets asked questions as if he's the defensive coordinator. When he's just a linebacker, he's one of 11 guys on defense. But they ask him questions like he's the coordinator of the defense, because he's very much the leader, and he's very much the tone setter, and he's very much the energy. So good job for Fred. I mean, every penny is deserved. It shows that the 49ers are willing to take care of their own. And they feel like Fred's got some really good football left, and I would agree. At just how long can he play at this high level? He's playing at a really high level. I think it's going to be really fun to watch him and Nick Martin side by side, because Martin is a hyperactive, fast, instinctive linebacker, and so's Fred. Martin's considered to be, in this draft, as good a coverage player as there was at linebacker, and that's what Fred is. And Martin comes in admiring Fred, and I just think that it's going to be really fun this summer to watch, Fred Warner and Nick Martin side by side doing their thing. And as far as, the 49ers, any chance they have this year of being good on defense, it starts with Fred Warner, because Fred Warner is such a great – this has become more and more of a passing league, and the Niners have the best pass defense linebacker in the sport. And that really is a huge, huge advantage for the 49ers to have that kind of a player. This guy can cover the tight end down the field with ease. When you watch him, the thing that really stands out to me is he plays and has defensive back movements. He looks like a corner. I mean, as far as the way he positions his body when the ball's in the air, he looks like a guy who's very familiar with how to play pass coverage as a defensive back. And that's a huge advantage for the 49ers. And it really makes Fred a very special player. And then mix in that with what he can do as a linebacker in the run game. I mean, he's very physical, but he's also very fast. He gets to the angle. You can't run sideline to sideline. He gets penetration into the backfield. He'll go low on the running back. He'll get them off their feet. He's a very good. I mean, some guys you might find guys that are faster. You might find guys that are, even stronger. But as far as a linebacker who diagnoses correctly, gets to the spot, breaks down in space with real consistency, and brings that ball carrier to the ground, Fred Warner is about as consistent as you're going to find in the NFL when it comes to doing that. And this guy deserves every penny. So 3-year, $63 million extension, $56 million in guaranteed money, the NFL's highest paid linebacker, and good for Fred. Good for Fred. And hopefully, this guy's got many more years of awesomeness ahead, because the way he's been thus far, if he can be a leader and pass that on to Nick Martin, I think this next era, I mean, obviously we've seen, Warner and Greenlaw together, but now we get a chance to see Warner and Nick Martin together. And I'm really eager to see what that combo looks like. And I think it's exciting. Fred Warner, as good as any linebacker in the game today, and in a sport that's going more to a passing game every year, the best pass defender at the linebacker spot is Fred Warner. And it's awesome to say he's a 49er. All right, that does it for the video. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor. Thanks to Claw Daddy Arcades. And thanks to all of you for supporting the Krueg Show on YouTube.